Well, hello, it's my face. I wanted to do a quick video looking at the back of my truck here, and specifically I'm going to talk about my one-up rack and a good hassle-free way of loading and unloading bikes from this, because it seems like there's some folks that struggle with how to manipulate the load arms and getting the bike off easily and gracefully. So let's take a look at that real quick. Basically this, and also there's going to be other racks that are similar to this. This is kind of the original, as far as I'm aware, design, where it uses a ratcheting load arm that holds it by the tire and doesn't touch any part of the frame. So the QuickR rack is kind of the newer version, started by the same guy that invented this rack. Started a new company, and then I think Saris has a similar type rack. I'm not sure how its release mechanism works, but the one-up and the QuickR are more or less the same. And this is how I have, just through using this, managed to find the most graceful way to do it. And basically, you want to start with loading the rear of the bike into the rack first. So I've got my load arm kind of vertical, a little bit angled back, and you'll figure out, based on how long your bike is, the wheel size, you've got adjustments here for different size wheels. I've got mostly 29er bikes, and that's typically what I throw on my bike rack, so I leave it in the top position and have a general idea of how angled back this needs to be. So I start putting the rear end in there first, and it doesn't matter if you put the rear end over there or over on this side. Personal preference, I just like having the right side of the bike with the drivetrain facing this way. I don't know why. So I'm going to grab my bike and we're going to start there. But first, you want to take the other side where your front wheel is going to go and move that load arm all the way forward, so you've got all the room to load the bike in. And we're grabbing, this is just a 29-inch big BMX bike. You may see all of it once I get it up here, but I pick it up, take it back, stick it in the tray, into the load arm, and set the front end in the tray there. And you'll see bike is holding itself up on its own. That's why you put the rear end first, because with the steering on the front end, if you did it the other way around, the bike would want to try to fall over, because it would basically just lean and the steering would turn while you're doing that. So you get the bike all the way back in there and move your other arm. First, you want to make sure it's tensioned down and nice and secure. Bike is ready, rock steady, and I can drive down the road with this thing 80 miles an hour all day long. It's not going anywhere. So when you get to where you're going, you want to take the bike off, just reverse of what you did to put it on. So you want to leave the rear end of the bike in the rack last and start with your front end. So you're going to release your lever arm over here, all the way down. Nothing's happening with the bike. It is staying right where it's at. And with a 29er bike, this thing's going to roll straight forward out of that, and you can just pick it up and take it out of the rack. Now some bikes, like my mountain bikes, which have the knobbier tires, will sometimes actually get kind of stuck on this spool, and they don't want to roll forward so easily. So usually I just grab the wheel and roll it myself, and it'll come straight out. But bikes with smaller wheels, so like my 26-inch bikes, if I'm ever carrying those around, what happens is, especially if I leave the spool up in the tall position there, that spool comes all the way up over the top of the tire, and it kind of gets wedged in there, and that's when, you're like, what the heck, it won't move. This one's obviously moving because it's not stuck. But what you do in that situation, you just grab the bike by the top tube or the seat, whatever is easiest for you. I'm doing the top tube. Other hand down on the release lever, and you're gonna move the bike back, and that's gonna move that lever arm down the tire out of the way, so it'll now easily roll forward and you're able to get the bike off the rack. So there you have it. Just easy, quick little thing I wanted to go over, and hopefully that helps folks out that have one-up, QuickR racks, anything else that's similar to this. And I appreciate you watching. You have a good day.